theism, with the exception of deism, with a D as in dog, the highest ranking worldview has had a value of 1, plus 1. Most worldviews weren't even in the positive range. And remember that deism, again with a D, was the strongest so far. And remember that theism, with a TH, is going to be a bit stronger because of various considerations regarding the miraculous. So then, theism with TH would seem to win by default among the six worldviews. But let us explicitly subject it to the worldview calculus. Theism allows for all possible kinds of entities, material and immaterial, natural and supernatural, abstract and concrete, physical and spiritual, necessary and contingent. Plus 1 for the first question. Next question. More than any other worldview, people have been searching very diligently to find a contradiction within theism. And so far as I can tell, they have been unsuccessful. In spite of millennia of looking, nobody has come up with a good example. This does not make it impossible that an example shall someday be found. On the other hand, it does give us a really high epistemic probability that there is no contradiction within the concept of a theistic God, or at the very least, none that we shall be aware of. Because it is still possible there could be a contradiction, though, I'll give an overly cautious value of 0 to this question. The third question. There are many kinds of theists, and so far as I can tell, there is nothing in their lifestyle which is inconsistent with what is in their theology, supposing that their theology is kept general enough to be acceptable to all theists. Just the bare putative facts, which are that God exists, is personal, transcendent, omnipotent, and so on. There is arguably the problem of living up to the standards of a holy God, but theism usually includes not only the idea that man should be good, but also that he is quite the rascal, that he is not good like he should be. So perhaps living the faith is possible in the one sense, believing men are evil and being evil men, but not possible in the other sense. God wants us to do certain things which we don't always do. Letting this latter sense of livability perhaps hold too much sway, I give this question a plus 0.75. The existence of a theistic God is controversial, of course, to non-theists. But this is the whole question to begin with, and the claim of non-theists that a theistic God does not exist is controversial as well. So the two controversial claims cancel one another out. Apart from the existence and theistic nature of God, I suppose there is nothing controversial about general theistic claims. That is, with one important exception, namely the occurrence of miracles. But when discussing deism with a D, you'll recall I mentioned that there is some reason for supposing miracles have occurred, and why would anybody deny even the possibility of miracles? First, he or she could deny miracles because of a prior commitment to atheism. No God, no miracles. Second, one could deny miracles if they have a prior commitment to deism with a D. But if we first assume there is a theistic God, TH, then it seems there is only one reason to deny the possibility of miracles which has any plausibility, namely to deny the miraculous based on a misunderstanding of the natural world. So we misunderstand the natural world, and that confuses us, so we deny that miracles are possible. Sometimes people shall say that a miraculous event breaks the laws of nature, but this is not a good way to understand a miracle. Nature does indeed behave according to natural law, but what is this natural law? It is that certain physical effects follow from certain physical causes. All a miracle is, if and when they occur, is certain physical effects following from not strictly physical causes. If there is more to the cause, not only is it possible there shall be more to the effect, it is absolutely expected that there shall be more to the effect. In other words, we have in science physical cause resulting in a physical effect. That's what natural law is. But then a miracle is when God comes and adds to the natural law, or to the natural cause, to produce a not strictly natural effect. So it's not going against the law, it's going above the law, going beyond the law of nature. Okay, now, as I said, a misunderstanding of nature gives rise to our claim that there is no possibility of miracles. And one cause for misunderstanding was misunderstanding the distinction that I just gave about physical and not strictly physical causation and effect. The other thing that people sometimes say on this score is that a miracle would be a violation of God's perfect original design. God did a good job on the universe to begin with, we are told, and intervening later would conflict with this, but this ignores the possibility that what starts out good can later become less so, for example, as a result of the second law of thermodynamics. So it could be that some miracles are to restore what has been lost through decay. So then, if there is a theistic God, there are no reasons why he cannot perform miracles. While the occurrence of miracles are rare by definition, if they happen at all, thus leading let me start over. Miracle claims are rare, so we don't get a lot of them, and because we don't get a lot of them, we tend to doubt the few that we do get. However, as I've just shown, there's no reason why the real occurrence of a few miracles occasionally having happened in the past should be controversial. So miracle claims in certain rare cases in the past are not controversial. So to sum up this question, there is nothing controversial in the idea of theism plus one. The total value for theism is plus 2.75. That is more than twice the value of the second place panentheism. Actually, deism with the D was second place, but we never gave a number for that. Retroactively, it might be something like plus 2.50 because it denies miracles even in principle. So that lowers it from a 0.75 to a 0.5. 2.75 to 2.5. Here is a situation as described by the worldview calculus. Actually, I'll have to get into that in the next video. Thank you.